Good morning, everyone. It is a chilly winter day here at the Cosmic Equestrian Center, and we've got a very full day ahead. So I figured I would do a whole day routine, day in the life, if you will, taking care of my 7 horses. First things first in the morning, before we get to the barn, I've got to take care of my 2 hoofless girls, my cat and my border collie, who are my little sidekicks. So let's get this day started. You ready for breakfast, girl? Honestly, she knows the routine better than I do. All right, let's see what we've got in the fridge here. And yes, she does have her own mini fridge here to store all her raw food. She is just that bougie. What are we gonna do today? Maybe some chicken. And let's also feed her some beef today. I'm gonna go ahead and serve that up to her in her bowl. All right, Missy, bon appetit. Now, where is that Gizmo? Of course! And there's the queen herself. All right, let me grab you your breakfast. Gizmo gets just a can of salmon in the mornings. All right, happy now? This girl always has to inspect everything I do. Now, with these little rascals fed, I'm gonna actually head up to my room because I have got to change out of my pajamas and into my barn clothes. So I will see you guys in a flash. And voila! Excuse you, Indigo. It is going to be a pink polo day. Of course, you gotta have a little style when you're mucking stalls. Indigo, sweetheart, get down from there right this instant. That is her favorite spot to hang out. Pets are happy, I'm dressed, and it is time to get to work. So let's head to the barn. Come on, Indigo. First though, we're gonna make just a quick detour to feed the chickens. Oh my goodness, Nugget, how did you escape? Silly goose. You're supposed to be in there with your buddies. In any case, we're gonna let them out for the day. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and scatter their feed everywhere. This will all be gone by the day's end. Oh, and of course, I check for eggs. They've been laying really well lately. All right, you guys are set. Bye guys, have a good day. You can't follow me, I'm sorry. Alright, now it's time to get the morning barn chores started. I always love this part of the day. It's just quiet, the horses are happy to see me, and there's something so satisfying about getting everyone fed and settled for the day. Good morning, everyone! Breakfast is coming, I promise you. Welcome to where the magic happens, aka the feed room. At the moment, I have them on an alfalfa and Timothy blend because it's great for keeping on weight in the wintertime. Without a doubt, breakfast is definitely the highlight of the day for these guys. They're pretty much all on slightly different routines, so I like to use this time to just check in with them, make sure they're eating well, give them all a little bit of a cuddle. Everyone has been fed, and while they eat, I'm just gonna head out to the pastures to check on their water troughs for the day. I always make sure they're topped off. The gelding's pasture is done. Let's check the mares. Theirs is getting pretty low, so I'm just gonna top that up as well. And we're done, so now it is time to start turning out these excited ponies. Everyone gets their blankets because it's pretty cold out today. All of my horses get medium weight blankets during this time of the year because I do keep them all clipped. Plus, each horse has a blanket that matches their color theme, so they all look super cozy and, most importantly, stylish. Let me get you ready, girls. I also like to just give each horse a quick check as I'm haltering them to make sure there's no weird cuts or swelling or just anything unusual as I turn them out. It's quite the task, but I usually lead all the mares out at once. Since they're used to being handled together, it is efficiently chaotic, yes, but it works. And they've got their little herd dynamic down. All right, come on, girls, squeeze through. Oh, I think we lost Noelle. All right, now it is time for the boys. Have a good day, girls. I always feel like, oh, Peaches, you little escape artist. She went straight for the gate. Troublemaker. Arlo and Finn are heading out, but Snip over there, who is my Palomino, he unfortunately won't be joining them today. He's actually recovering from an injury, and he's just gonna be on stall rest for the time being. So I am gonna give him some enrichment, and I'll be turning him out in the round pen for just a short supervised session later. But for now, it's just gonna be these 2 boys today. I always feel like I'm dropping my kids off at daycare, like, have a good day, boys. Oh, and look at that, surprise, surprise, they go straight for the snacks. Everyone is happy out in their pastures, which means I can finally think about breakfast for myself. For human breakfast, I think I'm gonna just have an apple and a baked potato. It's a bit of an interesting breakfast combo, but I love a good potato. Girl, you already had your breakfast, so don't even give me that look. This girl is such a little beggar, I swear. Get off the table! Oh my gosh, what a stinker. It's nice to have a little bit of a breather before the next round of my chores, so breakfast is my mindfulness moment. But unfortunately, the quiet does not last long, because now that everyone's fed, including myself, it's time to tackle the not so glamorous side of horse care. It is time to muck stalls. First, I go through and scoop out all the soiled bedding and poos. I try to be quick, but also thorough. No one likes a messy bed, right? And then I'll put the old stuff in the wheelbarrow to go ahead and dump once I'm finished. And then once I've got all the dirty bedding out, I lay down some fresh shavings, and I like to make sure it's nice and thick because you gotta keep these guys comfy. It is winter, so they do tend to spend a little extra time in their stalls. It gets dark so early, so it's good for them to have a deeper bed. And then I also like to sweep their bedding to the back half of their stall so they're not tracking it in and out constantly. And then I do this times 7 basically. Before I get too far though, let's give Snip a little TLC and a little bit of time out of his stall. He is on stall rest at the moment, unfortunately, so I've just been hand walking him before I muck out his stall so he doesn't go too insane about being cooped up for this long. Snip here is recovering from a tendon injury where he slipped on some icy concrete while he was being turned out, which is why he's on strict stall rest right now. That means no running around in the big paddocks, just a little bit of controlled exercise in the round pen each day to help with his recovery, but he's looking really good today. We have some nice even movement here. We're definitely taking it slow with his rehab, but I'm really hopeful he'll be back to full turnout pretty soon here. He gets to stretch a little, roll if he wants, and just enjoy being out of his stall for a bit. And what did I say? Rolling is always priority number 1 for this guy. And next on the to-do list is to fill water buckets. He just wants to go outside and play with his friends. Anyways, fresh water is an absolute must, especially for a horse like Snip who's spending most of his day inside. I always will double check that the buckets are clean before I fill them back up. Once the barn chores are done, I like to take a little downtime for myself before I get to working the horses. Sometimes I'll take Indigo on a walk to get outside for a bit, or just chill out, maybe watch some YouTube, or get a few bits and bobs done around the house. Today, I am planning on having a bit of a picnic outside with Indigo for lunch as well, so that should be fun. It's gonna be a nice reset before jumping back into my to-do list. We are back at it after our little midday break, and first up to be worked is Miss Wink, who is my one-eyed Appaloosa mare. This girl is actually a homebred, which makes her extra special, but she's still pretty green in her training, and she's a little bit on the shyer side, so we've been focusing on Western riding to kind of help build her confidence, and mine, if I'm being honest. This Western saddle has been a game changer for us. It gives me a secure seat, which is perfect for those moments when she might decide something is just a bit too scary. I mean, hacking is such a great way to bond with a horse, especially one like Wink. It's a break from the arena, and it gives her a chance to see the world and realize, hey, it's not so scary after all. I'm also hoping the more I get her out here, the more desensitized she'll become to the things that are catching her off guard now. Oh well, and there it is for you guys, a signature Wink spook. To be fair, that bush rustling was very scary. Okay, she's settled back down now. She does have so much potential. I just need to bond with her a little more and build up our trust with each other. Well, she did fabulous today. Every little ride like this helps build her trust. Now, let's switch gears and head over to the indoor arena. This boy is Finn, another one of my homebreds. He's out of my first mare, Peaches, and he's shaping up to be an amazing jumper. Lately, we've been working through a little issue with refusals, but he's starting to find his rhythm. With Finn, I like to keep the warm-up simple and focused. Lots of circles, transitions, and bending to make sure he's really listening to me before we start jumping. Here I have set up a course behind me. It's on the smaller side, but when you have a horse, especially that's had trouble with refusals, confidence is key. Today I'm just gonna focus on keeping a nice steady rhythm and giving him a soft release over the jumps. Well, let's see how he does. Good boy, here. Oh, okay, there's our refusal. Let's do a double take on that one. Finn. That was amazing. He stayed super focused, and if I just got him to the jump right, we would have had no refusals. I don't know, guys. I think he's really starting to enjoy his job. And finally, say hello to Miss Noelle. She is the newest member of the Barn family, and isn't she just stunning and so sweet? She's giving me little nose nuzzles. She is an Andalusian Lusitano cross thoroughbred. Geez, that is a mouthful, but she is an absolute gorgeous mover, super forward and athletic. Today we're focusing just on some basic flat work to help build our partnership. With Noelle, I've noticed that it's all about getting her to just relax and stretch through her back. She is such a forward horse, but I am still kind of at the point where I'm just trying to get a feel for her balance and responsiveness. Transitions are the bread and butter of flat work. They really help keep her engaged and help develop her strength. And I mean, I'll show you guys this canter. Isn't it dreamy? She practically just floats across the arena. I also have been loving circles and lateral movement outdoors. It's a really great way for me to keep her mentally fresh while still building that all-important foundation. She was such a star today. I cannot wait to see how she progresses. It's gonna be a really fun journey with this girl. And that is a wrap for today's training sessions. Each of these horses brings something very unique to the table. Isn't that right, Noelle? She's so sweet. After yet another break in the day, it is now my chance to get a few things organized. Somehow, no matter how hard I try, these tack boxes always end up a little bit chaotic. Things get mixed up, and I like to keep everything color coordinated for each horse. Let's see. These boots definitely don't belong here. Oh, and this blanket? Wrong box. It's like a little puzzle trying to sort everything back to where it belongs. All right, there we go. I also like to make sure their snacks are nice and stocked up. After all, everyone deserves a good treat after a ride. That is so much better. Now I can actually find what I need without digging through an absolute mess. It is about time to head into the horse's favorite room of the barn, and that is the feed room, because next up on the to-do list is to prep the evening feed. All of my horses do get sweet feed. It's just a nice base that they all enjoy. Some of them do get supplements with their meals, like joint supplements, coat conditioners, you get the idea. And there we go. Of course, it's not just the grain they need, it is just about time to set out their hay once again. Hay is, of course, a super important part of any horse's diet. It keeps their stomachs nice and happy and gives them something to nibble on throughout the night. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure each stall has 2 fresh flakes of hay. And with that, everything is set. Fresh hay, water topped off, feed buckets ready to go. The barn is prepped and ready for the evening rush. As the day winds down, it is time to bring back the very impatient horses back from the pasture to their dinner. As you can see, they're front and center ready to be turned in. After a day out in the pasture, they always end up a little muddy by the end of the day, but you know, I don't mind. Just give them a quick rub down and they're ready to be settled in for the night. Now I'm just going around giving everyone a little night check. It is a prime time here to give them a little cuddle, even if it's just for a few minutes. And tonight, we're gonna give Peaches some extra love. She's an absolute sweetie and really enjoys the cuddles. Definitely not your stereotypical mare. I could honestly stay with her all night. It is genuinely one of my favorite parts of the day. Alright everyone, they're all settled in for the night. Now I will leave them to enjoy their meals in peace. Now it is finally time for a little dinner for myself and my pets. Tonight we're cooking up some mashed potatoes with peas, and I'm pretty sure Indigo would like a second dinner. Oh, you're so cute. I'm so sorry. Well, I've just finished dinner, changed into some pajamas, and now it is time to finish up the day with some video editing. It is a lovely way to unwind after a very busy day at the barn. I'm also gonna go ahead, check the barn security cameras to make sure no one is getting up to any mayhem in the barn, and well, it looks pretty boring at the barn, which is always a good sign. I'll take it. Well, with everything wrapped up, I'm gonna hit the hay and get some rest before I have to do it all over again tomorrow. It is always a busy day here, but I would not have it any other way. I love being with my horses, spending time with my pets, and of course sharing it all with you guys. I'm gonna try to get into my bed if there's any room left. I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone!